Imagine this, you and the missus cruising down the southern part of Thailand along the coast road, and you've got beautiful twisties, the road's fantastic, and you're just minding your own business, you're cruising along, nothing stupid, nothing fast, just enjoying the twisties. And you've got this long bit of road that just opens up in front of you, and you can see the entry and exit of the corner, so why wouldn't you wind her up? Anyway, a couple of people on the road, so it's dash cam time. But let's face it, the best thing to do is to try and avoid the situation altogether with your DRLs, and the dash cams can come later. So when you're ready for your install, obviously you've got to find your battery. Some of them are under the seat on big bikes. There's our battery there. Some scooters have them under the front cowl here. So take out the screw here and the screw here. Pulls up at the front. And slides out, and there's your battery there. All right, so we've seen our batteries on our bikes. This is going to be our battery for display purposes. Wire, what side wire do you need? You could use wire like that. Here's our positive, here's our negative. Will the light work? Red to red, black to black. Yep, so they work. Is this overkill? Absolutely, you're not going to use them. Does the size matter? Yep, size does matter. Will this work? Yep, still pretty bloody thick though. And if we have a look on the wire gauge somewhere, here we go. This wire can handle 50 amps, way too much. So how do you know what wire to use, Jace? Well, I'm glad you asked. This is the thing that we want to wire up. Came with its own wires already connected. So it's going to tell me what sort of current it draws, how much power it needs to suck down the river of electricity. And they are tiny wires, absolutely tiny. Can you go bigger than that? Absolutely. Can you go smaller than that? No. This is the wire I would use, 7.5 amp, 2 core, and if you look at the thickness of wires, you'll see that they are thicker, but not too much thicker. That would be ideal, but I can't find this stuff easy in Thailand that's double insulated. It's got a black insulation, and then each of the conductors inside have their own insulation. So we're going to use this, and this will do for demonstration purposes. So there's our 2 wires. Red, completely red, and black with red on it. That way we can differentiate which one's going to be positive and which one is going to be negative or ground. Righto, we've now got our lights, black to black, red to red. Voila, we have lights. Okay, but no good, she's no good. We need to put a switch in the circuit because we need to be able to turn the lights on and we need to be able to turn the lights off. So when you are switching, you want to switch the red wire. Positive side, so in our switch we have positive there coming from the battery going to positive onto our light circuit. So now when we connect our negatives, nothing's working. When we flick our switch, now we can turn them on and off. And these bloody things are multicolored, so every time you switch them on and off, they'll do something different. I don't know how you can get away with flashing red and blues in Thailand, but in Australia you would be pulled over by the police immediately and you'd be fined heavily, and these would be removed from your vehicle. Our fuse, nice and close to the battery, so everything here, between here and here, is not protected. Everything from here upstream is all protected by this 7.5 amp fuse. Is that good enough? This type of setup will work, and it's doable provided that all your connectors are insulated. So what do we need, Jace? Well, I'm glad you asked. What we need now is we need a way of having the bike's ignition. When you turn the bike on, you can turn the lights on and everything's happy, and then when you forget to turn it off but you turn the ignition off on your bike, the lights go out. So that way you're never going to be in a situation where you've left your lights on and your battery's gone flat. We need some form of switching like this, but a switch that doesn't require us to think. Bring in the relay. A little 4-pole relay, These are cheap. These are low amp. They're not designed to run big spotlights or light bars on the top of your four-wheel drive, but they are perfect controlling a little circuit like this. You start using your chassis of the vehicle that you're attaching your lights to. Now, giving me a bit of creator license here, this is obviously not a motorbike, but it identifies as a motorbike. So most motorbikes will have, on this motorbike, we've got a negative and it goes just down there and it's bolted to the heavy metal on the bike. Same with my one. This one here has a negative and it's nice thick wire, and the thick wire gets bolted to the metal chassis of the bike. So in this case, we have got the negative wire coming down to the chassis, which means that the whole motorbike is part of the electrical circuit on the negative side. Most motorbikes will be negative earth to chassis or ground. But Jace, how do I know that my motorbike has got a negative earth system to the ground? Well, that's easy, folks. Go to your battery. Oh.
What kind of operation you running there, bloke?
Drop your multimeter, go to the battery, expose your positive terminal, grab your multimeter, turn it to voltage, DC, positive terminal to the battery, negative to anything that's chassis. Here's a nice tie down strap, and it's also completing the circuit. But I don't have a multimeter, Jace. All right, you don't have a multimeter? Keep your pants on. If you don't have a multimeter, then grab your test light. Same thing. Go to the earth, go to your battery, and the red LED there that you see, that little red LED, means that it's positive at the probe. But I don't have a multimeter and I don't have a test light. Grab your lights. You've obviously got these, I hope, haven't you? You got these are the things you're going to be wiring up. Positive to positive, negative to earth, or negative to chassis ground, and there's your lights. So we've got our negative going to ground now. We've still got our positive wire going to a fuse, coming into the switch, coming out of the switch and going to our lights. But this time, instead of the negative coming down into the wiring straight to the lights, we have the lights going to a chassis ground. Does it work? Yep, she still works. So here's your relay, and you can see it's got 2 silver contacts and 2 copper contacts. The 2 copper contacts are your power for your item that you are wanting to turn on. Power comes in, power comes out, and goes to turn on your, in this case, DRLs. The silver terminals are the ones to tell this to turn on, to make the contact between these two. This requires power in one side and earth out the other side. So your first job before you start doing the relay is to find a power source that only comes on your bike when you turn the ignition on. That way, when you turn the ignition off, that power source stops and that turns off the system. That's the whole point of our relay install for today. We've turned to 12 volt DC. We are using earth, not the battery. Earth. We've got our test lead. If I've got multiple choices, I'll always go for maybe a red one first. So we put our probe into our wiring so we can see whether we are going to get any voltage. That 0.02, that's nothing. There's just a little bit of residual voltage in the system. Go to our ignition switch. Turn our ignition switch on. Bingo. There's 12 volts. Just pretend for a minute that this switch is your ignition key. And that is supplying power that you checked earlier on. Power comes out into your switch, and from your switch you want to go to the relay. So we go to one of the silvers, and to make that circuit work, it's got to have an earth. So it needs to go from there to there, and you may be able to hear it. So that's your power on, which makes the circuit for turning your relay on. Now the relay needs to do its job. It needs to get power from the battery with a fuse protecting the circuit. That's your main draw, that's the main supply to whatever it is you're powering with your relay. That can go onto either one of these two contacts. So we will put it onto this one. So now we have switching, able to turn this on. We have power coming into the relay, and we need power coming out from the relay. Here, power going into our DRLs, and then completing the circuit, the earth. Now, when we turn we've got our ignition on, bike's running, turn our switch, there's our DRLs. You've got it on, you're riding along, pulled up, and you're ready to stop, and you turn your ignition off. When you turn your ignition off, everything goes off. Quite simple. Hope it helps you. Peace. If you're wondering about this wonderful little pointer I've got here, that's in a previous video when we did a full service on a Triumph Tiger, and then the video before that was us inspecting the Triumph Tiger that we bought from Marketplace. But they're all in the playlist. Have a look. Thanks very much for watching. Love yous. Jason. Jacob. Boo. As in, boo. Hello, Australia.